So today, ladies and gentlemen, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the pump on this pressure washer. Quite honestly, this is one of these DeWalt pumps that has the big cover on it and everything, and it reminds me of what I believe the engine kind of looked like in my granddaddy's A model Ford. We're going to replace it with this pump that fits in here real nice, same PSI, and do away with whatever this is. So the first thing I see is we got a lot of corrosion and stuff in around on these bolts. So I'm gonna put a little penetrating oil on them. Here, and here, and here, and there. And here, and here, and here, and here. And the way this thing's built, I cannot get a modern T hex driver on it to get these bolts off. So I'm gonna have to take one of these, get it in there. It fits right in. And this is a 1/4 inch old style Allen wrench. Okay, so got that on there, but I don't think I can move it with my hand. Usually you can't on these things. Now I'm gonna have to either get something to use for a breaker bar or something to tap it with. I'm gonna try to get it up a little bit more, so if I can get a bar, on that and get some leverage. Let's see what we got over here. Looks like that might work. I think it's an old piece of conduit. See if we can crank down on that thing. Oh man, I need to go the other way. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I can come up on it. Yeah, I'm using it for another reason too. I really am not looking forward to tearing my hand open on that if it pops loose. There we go. Got that one started. It's screwing out by hand. I'm not believing this. If all 4 of them do that, we will give thanks to the Lord, which we give thanks anyway, but that's unbelievable. That one popped loose. Maybe this was made in a day and age when they actually did oil the bolts or grease them or something before they put the things together. That's gonna come out really easy. So I'm gonna take the bottom ones out first and the top ones out last. And I'm not sure if there's an advantage to that, but it makes me feel better. So now we're gonna wanna come down on this side to turn to the left. So I'll put my bar in there, get my little bar on there. Yep, she's just come loose just as easy as pie. Hope this thing comes off the shaft that easy. I mean, off of the drive shaft down here. Usually if they're going to get stuck, that's where they get stuck. And sometimes you have no option but to just take something and cut it, take a cutting wheel and cut it off right here. Hopefully it won't come to that. I don't know if that one's, yeah, it's gonna moving a little bit by hand. Let's crank it down a little bit more. Get it off the, Looks like there might be a washer on this side. Yeah, they're all moving really good. I am not believing this. This never happens on these things. So we got one more bolt to go, and then we can check and see if we got a set screw somewhere in this thing on the shaft, or if it'll just pull off. I'll show you what a set screw is. Well, I don't see a hole anywhere here. I don't see a hole anywhere there. Sometimes there's a little gap back here, and you can, we've got a little set screw. It could be somewhere in that, but I'm not seeing anything. So let's see if we can move it. Yep, it's coming right off there. Wow. If you're this lucky, you need to thank somebody. And also, on this pump, this guy's got quick connections for his pump and his wand. So this one has the screw-on connection, so I'm gonna have to remove this and then put this on. Okay. And hopefully we'll be able to make that switch by using this part. If not, then I'm gonna have to go looking for a different part or find an adapter. So we've got this thing off. I am not, wow, this is a great thing, but you want to keep it doing like that. So you've got a what's called a keyway somewhere on this pump, and it didn't fall out here. So is it stuck in here? Yep, there it is. Unless the keyway's made into it, and it looks like that keyway might be welded into this pump. Yeah, it surely does. It looks like a little weld right there. That's steel. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is go see if the keyway came with this thing in the bag. I would be mildly surprised if it did. So, oh, it did. It did. There's a keyway in the bag. Yes. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna put this pump in the wish list on.
You be oiling your 5-quart jug?
I do. Help yourself. It's right back there. Yeah, we can't fix just one pressure washer a day to here. We got to fix 4 or 5 things.
I'm gonna finish this off. And
People, if we don't, people get hungry. Okay. Don't let me not order oil today then, please. So, how's this keyway gonna do? Here's the slot. Keyway goes in the slot and it go right in there. Just pretty as punch. Okay. That's good. But I want this thing to stay in the shape it's in, so it'd be easy to get the pump off the next time, if there is a next time. And it's got an older Honda engine, so there probably is going to be a next time, because that engine, if we halfway take care of it, it'll outlast probably 3 or 4 of these pumps. So I want to put some grease on that shaft. And that looks like a little bit of rust or something might be gathering on there, so I'll take a little scotch bright pad or something, see if we can get some of it off. Steel wool works good for that. Emery cloth or fine grit sandpaper. Yep, we definitely had some rust starting on that thing, didn't it? Now these shafts will rust, so we will clean that baby off a bit. Wipe it with a rag. Oh, this pump does take oil. Yeah, it's got oil in it right up to the mark. Yay! That's a good thing. So I guess to add oil to it, that wouldn't be fun, but it could be done. You'd have to do it right here because it doesn't have another place on it to do it. Got a little grease. That to where I'm not going to step on it. Just grease your shaft. And 2 things that'll do. This is just I think STP all-purpose grease. It fits in I get those little tubes in a pack that fit in my grease can, but you want to put a little grease on that thing. So so it won't seize again, hopefully. Now, let's see if we can fit this baby on here. The way I do it, yep, is I just slide my keyway in. Like so, get it even with the top of the shaft. And then see where my little bottom is. And for this to go on, this needs to be turned up in this direction somewhere. You can usually just stick your finger down in there and turn it up, get it kind of close to where it's going to go. And then here's the part where you just have to learn how to feel things. You put your finger on your keyway there a little bit. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to get in both of them. And I'm not pushing it on too tight. There we go. Just hold it loose till it seats, and then there's your pump. Okay. Now, it's going to be any easier to get these bolts in because we got a new style pump. Yeah, I think it's going to be easier to get the bottom bolts in. I think I might be able to use a T-style hex wrench, or I'm just looking. Oh, that was a little bit of grease for your shaft. They even send you that. That's pretty cool. This is a Wojet horizontal axial pump. Man, I think I got it off of Amazon. Pretty sure I did. So if you're looking for a pump on Amazon, look for a Wojet. You can get everything you need to put it together, evidently. We've got new bolts. I don't know if they'll fit where the old bolts goes. We got lock washers. Got a little handle for the unloader valve here. It can, I guess you just kind of jam it down on there. Tap it on or something. New cleaning detergent tube for your detergent cleaner, which I'm not exactly thrilled about that because I don't believe in using cleaning detergent in a pressure washer. Yeah, it's all supposed to go back this way, but if it backs up, it can mess with your seals, I believe. It's not a lock washer, but that's definitely a washer. Let's look at our bolt links. Our threads on this bolt are quite a bit longer than the threads on this bolt. So, I'm going to use the old bolts because that might go in too far and create an issue. Now, but let's look at one more thing. What was our thickness? Oh, look. This is thinner. This connector on the O pump was quite a bit thinner and had a washer or something on it back there. It was made that way. So, yeah, so we had that thickness on this one. This one's twice as thick, easy, so we can use the new bolts and we'll be okay because they won't go much further in, if any. And they'll go in there enough to give you some good grip. You know. So just to hopefully keep everything in the easy to get off if we need to department. I'm gonna put a little 10W30 is what we use because that's what we use most of our engines and that's what we fill up our oil cans with in there. And that thing is threading in like a champ. Okay. Start them by hand. Ooh, I can put a wrench and a ratchet on that. That will be better. I don't have to use an Allen tool. Yay! And sometimes you gotta wiggle your pump a little bit to line it up with the holes. But you want to get all your bolts started before you tighten any of them. And this one around here. Now I think I figured out how to zoom this GoPro in, so hopefully you can see better. Please let me know if you can't. Get her in there a little bit. That looks like a 13 millimeter or 14 millimeter to me. It's probably gonna be a 13. Yeah, it is. I don't know if I can get a tool on that thing or not. I'm not gonna have room for a socket head there. I don't have room for one there either, so I'm gonna use a 13 millimeter open-ended wrench to tighten them. But still, if you can put a wrench to the side of it, it's going to be easier than trying to use an Allen tool. I don't think I have room to use the ratchet head. Hey Aiden, I got a brand new 1/2 inch Craftsman. No, it's not. Never mind. It's a gear wrench. It's mine. I thought I had your 1/2 inch wrench over here. And turn that one in by hand. You gotta hold your wrench out from it a little bit, but still get them pretty tight. That feels pretty tight. We're getting there with this one. That feels pretty tight. This one's a little sticky over here, so nope, I cannot get that ratchet side on there, so I have to do it the way my daddy did it when I was a little boy. Lifetime warranty. I don't know what the terms and conditions on that are. I wonder what a lifetime for a pump is. Is it like 1 human year equals 7 years, like a dog or something? Or that's probably changed now too. I'm telling you things that we learned when I was a kid 300 years ago. So she's on there good and tight now. The next thing is to get our thing that comes out transferred over, and that might involve putting this new pump in a vise, or this old pump in a vise, to get that off there. So let's see what size wrench we gonna need for that. I'm better at guessing the small sizes than I am the large ones. So we got a 15 here, got a 16. Oh, it's bigger than that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need a little oomph on something to get that loose too, because it's got thread sealer on it. So first, we'll try this. Now, if you don't have a vise, here's the thing you can do. Just take it off before you take the pump off, or you take the old pump off. If you got to switch things like that, most people don't. Most people, they come just like they are, but we just, I just had no idea where to find a monstrosity like this, and I knew my customer didn't want to pay what DeWalt would charge for one if that's where you had to get them. So we just decided to change the style of the pump. So we got that in there. Yeah, that's tight as tight can be. So Spray a little stuff on it, not that it's gonna do any good because there's plenty of Loctite in there. I'm gonna tap it a little bit and see if I can knock it loose. Get my hand down here. I'm probably using the side of the hammer just to be a little more safe. Ha, 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 ha. There we go. Let's see if I can move it now. Yeah, even an old man can move things sometimes. Yeah, I don't worry about that tube because I got a new one. Yeah, we got her. Maybe that penetrating oil does work on thread lock. I don't know why it wasn't too hard to get it off. Now let's just see. I'm gonna have to take this off. This piece right here, and see if that'll screw on in its place. If it don't, I'm gonna have to find an adapter. Hey, that can come loose real easy. Yeah, and be careful of this stuff because it's probably not near as good as metal as what was in that pump that came off of here. The A model Ford pump's what I'm gonna call it. Yeah, there's guys in the other end of our building here that work on these things. The bigger pressure washers, heated pressure washers, and all that kind of stuff. And I brought the guy back here at work, so I said, have you ever seen anything like that? When I showed him that pump, he said, never. Yeah, this is a different thread pattern, different, little different setup here. So I'm either gonna have to get an adapter to go from here to here, or I'm gonna have to get something different for right here. Oh, so let's go look at our pressure washer spare parts and see what we have. Oh, AAA pumps, avoid them at all costs. They're junk. I don't think that'll work either. It'd be nice if it did. So that's got your quick connect right there. It's kind of got the same thread pattern. That other, I don't know if it's the same size or not, but it's a quick connect, so that's worth taking back and testing anyway, I would think. It's got a few little threads in it. I don't think we want that. This would probably go on there and adapt it. Clean it up, lubricate it. This would screw on that other thing and adapt it to that quick connect, so that might be the way we go. Yep. There's another 888 piece of junk pump. See it? Yeah. It's quite a bit longer than that thing, isn't it? Looks like the same. It's a little different. You don't have as big of a port there, so this will screw right on here. Just lovely. This needs to be lubricated. And you know, if you spray a little of this stuff once a year in the spring or something on your quick connect connections for your pressure washer, your life will be so much better. They will work so much better. PB Blaster, WD-40 something. Popped right on there. That's lovely. I gotta get it off. It's not easy when this thing's not screwed into a pump. So we're all good here, man. It's been tested because it's got a little bit of water there. So I'm gonna screw this baby out of here. The washer looks good on it, so it shouldn't leak. And just a little bit of this stuff or something on this for good measure, and put it right back in there, just like so. Hand tight, not stupid tight. And stupid tight's when you just over tighten things to the point that you can't ever get them loose again. In case you were wondering about the definition for that. See if I can clean some of that yuck off there. That green that gets on brass, you know, tarnish. Now, if I was doing this for myself, I wouldn't spend a second cleaning this thing up, but I'm doing it for a customer, so. I believe things like this make it look like we care, because we do. I'm gonna hit that one more time with a little bit of this. Just lubricate those bearings a little bit. Okay, let's see if it'll still run. I did the fuel system on it last year, and it was running good. Let's see what we got. Well, not till I get it off here. I got too many tools sitting up here on this thing. Should have showed you that valve job on that Kawasaki. Get it on, I do. She ain't gas in it. I ain't got choked. Nope, that is choke. There ain't gas in it. It's got a little bit. And it smells okay. Pretty sure it's my gas. Every once in a while, after these things have set and it's got really cold, they need just a little bit of help to get going. Here's the help. See what she does. Alright, so let's hook her up and test her out and see what she does. They don't leave here till they spray like they're supposed to. I'm gonna go ahead and put that unloader handle on there. It just slides right down on there. Cool. Turns the unloader. Yay. Looks like it's set to maximum pressure. I hope I'm as impressed with this pump after we hook it up and spray water. Yeah. A little bit of blaster on this thing too, putting the tips on makes it go easier. Before I leave out here, I'm gonna make sure his tips are clear, not stopped up. That one, it looks pretty good. This one, oh yeah. Yeah, that one's a little more better looking. Warmer than it was this morning though. You start that real easy. And once again, you got a good brand new washer in there. Don't go stupid tight. Just good and hand tight. And we'll put this on. It's got a little scratching on it, which is not good. Whoo, don't want to do that. Yeah, gotta get back in the groove on pressure washers. I didn't spray this one. Yeah, that boy, it's beat all to pieces. Yeah, went on there and tightened up though. Go ahead and put a tip on here. See what we got. Yeah. Just gonna lay it down for now. And these big heavy hoses are not fun to get unwound, but they'd sure do last longer. And here's another tip. Starting your pressure washer if you can. If you can pull it, pull this and keep this spraying water while you're trying to start it. It makes it a lot easier to start. And don't get your hose trapped in your washer. That's not so curvy. Maybe it'll be okay, and avoid getting your hose caught on that muffler, whatever you do. Well, that's not fun. Let's go through this engine a little bit.